Let's talk about it. How social media can ruin your career. Let's get into the clips.
Today I'm going to tell you about my now former client who was in the middle of purchasing a home who just got fired from her job because of what she posted on social media. So this young lady was a first-time home buyer and she was under contract to purchase a home. We are already out of attorney review and she is about to order the appraisal. She has a corporate job, makes pretty good money, and is buying this home by herself. But on her Facebook page, she is super political. And so she posted something about a current person in political office, an elected official. It was rude, it was crass, and quite frankly, it was a little bit vulgar. Her boss, former boss, saw the post and fired her. Her boss said that that kind of language, speaking about our elected officials, is not the kind of culture that they want their employees to display in a public forum. She's crying the blues about it. She thinks it's so unfair, but now she's fired. And now her deal just died right then and there because you can't get a house if you don't have a job. Watch what you post on social media. Overly political, always have a drink in your hand, always partying. That kind of stuff can cost you a lot, and in this case, a house. Yeah, I get it, free speech and all that, but that doesn't mean you can't be fired because of your free speech. Now this girl is completely devastated, lost her house, her lease is up on her current place, so now she's essentially homeless. Don't let this happen to you. Be careful what you post online. Have some common sense. Be professional. Check your social media pages. Scrub them for all that negative, crazy poop that you post. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and go do it.
Sad to hear, but like again, people have to stop treating social media like some type of diary. Again, like I said, you have to be very careful, especially you're working in a corporate environment of what you're posting on your social media, being overly political, overly religious, bashing other people's genders and lifestyles. You have to be very aware of what you're posting on social media. Again, you have a situation like this where this woman was about to close on a home and was ultimately fired from her job for some political posts that she had on social media. Again, like I said, you have to be very, very mindful of what you do on social media because, like I said, it can cost you your career.
You might want to hide your social media profiles. You might want to go private when you're looking for a job because before these companies even interview you, they start looking on your social media platforms. Yes. So some people are like, why am I not getting a call back? Because you just, somebody probably went on your page, on your Instagram or on your Facebook or whatever. Another thing you might want to do is something that I do. I always apply under a totally different name. My first name is real hood, so people discriminate against it a lot. So I always apply under a totally different name. Now I have had companies get mad at me because of this. They be like, "Oh, if we feel like there's any sign of fraudulent, whatever, we can withdraw your application or whatever." And I'd be like, "Okay, there's nothing fraudulent. Like, this is my real name." Like, what? Another thing, these companies do not want you having a business. Like, I don't know what it is. They don't want people to have a business. And it's like, hello, what do you expect for people to do if they don't have a job? Like, what? Like, we got to make a job. But I don't know. Sometimes this works. I have a friend, she's on here. She puts her business on her resume. She said it worked for her. I've had it not work for me. So you definitely want to kind of play with that. But yeah, you might, I don't know. I kind of recommend not doing that. But yeah, those are a few little things that I wanted to share with you all. So keep that in mind.
Again, like I said, you want to keep your social media. Number one, make sure your page is private. Again, you don't want to have a public page where anybody can just search your name and get immediate access to your social media. Number two, again, you have to be mindful of what you're posting. You can't be posting videos of you twerking, drinking all the time, and then now, the next day you're calling out from work trying to tell them that you're sick or you got a family emergency and they see you on a vacation. You never know who's watching. Again, like I said, you should not be friends with people that you work with on social media. You have to be very, very careful, especially if you really don't know them. I mean, sadly to say, some people try to, will try to spy on your page, see what you're doing, and will report back information to your boss. So you have to be very wary.
Have to do with people's data. Anyways, I got called in by my manager, and because of the issues around data protection. Hey everyone. So I never actually thought I'd be one of those people that come on social media upset. But because of all the videos that I take and stuff, I always knew that there was a bit of a risk because of, the code and stuff and not being allowed to talk about stuff that have to do with people's data. Anyways, I got called in by my manager, and because of the issues around data protection, police were involved. And yesterday I was officially charged, and they arrested even, to be honest, and I was arrested under the Sexy Girl Act 2004. Apparently they've never seen a girl sexier than me, and now I have to.
Sad. Again, like I said, you have to be very, very mindful of what you're posting on social media. Sometimes, people get very emotional when certain things happen. And I don't know what it is. The first thing people think when something is going on in their life bad, to turn a camera on and let the whole world know what's going on. Again, like I said, if you have something going on, you need to have a friend, a family member, someone that you could call and confide to, or even just, even if you got to talk to yourself. But again, be very mindful of posting your business on social media because, again, you never know who is watching.
Not only that, but 79% of companies have rejected candidates based off their social media profiles. When I was working for HBO at an agency, this was actually part of my job. We were looking for college interns on campus. I was tasked with checking their social media, particularly their Instagram accounts. If there were too many pictures of partying, it was a no. If you're not comfortable with your boss going through your entire Instagram or going back 5 years on your Twitter, consider going private.
You shouldn't even consider going private. You should already be private. And again, we have to stop using these platforms to let off steam and give people unnecessary insight into what you're thinking. Again, you have to be very, very mindful of what you're doing, especially in a corporate environment, and how you present yourself. Like I said, because presenting yourself poorly online not only can prevent you from getting a job, it could cost you the job that you already have.
I just lost a potential job because of my social media. Let's talk about it. So last week I interviewed for a job, and I was actually really excited for this job. I met the COO at a coffee shop, and I was actually very patient, and I waited 40 minutes because she got caught in traffic driving from the other side of the city and got caught in traffic. Probably should have been my first red flag, but you know what? That's fine. When she finally arrives, we have a really great interview. It's very conversational, and we seem to be clicking really well and having a great conversation. At the end of it, she invites me to come and do like a tour of the facility and to meet all of the other staff members on Monday, which was yesterday. Well, 3 hours before I was supposed to arrive, I get an email saying, hey, instead of having you come in, why don't we do a phone call? I'll reach out to you later. And I was like, okay, yeah, I hope everything's fine. She didn't call. Still very interested in this job. Today, I sent a follow-up email and I was like, hey, I'm just following up. I'm sorry that, it didn't work out yesterday, but is there a time today or tomorrow that we could have this phone call? Several hours later, she finally calls me and she tells me, we're gonna go with someone else and I just wanted to call and tell you why. I'm like, okay, cool. What's the problem? And she tells me that they do extensive research on all of their staff members and that they came across my social media and that I did not provide the level of professionalism in my social media that they are expecting in the office. My personal social media does not live up to their professional standards for this job. She proceeds to say that she doesn't need the clients coming in and out of the office and seeing me in a certain light. And the only thing that I could think of, I went back a year on both my TikTok and my Instagram, and the only thing that I could think of was that I posted my boudoir photo shoot from back in January and November. Me posting an expression of accepting my body as it was and the beauty of my body, and fully clothed, mind you, and probably more clothed than most people in their bikini summer shoots, was probably what lost me this job. I mean, I understand if I was saying some like racist stuff or if I was like making very threatening type content, but no, it's my self-expression. I've since taken those photos down just in case that is it and other future employers are turned off by that. But like, honestly, who wants to work for somebody who's going to dictate what you do in your personal life?
Sadly, if that person or company is paying you, what they say and their opinion matters. Again, like I said, people have to be very, very mindful of not only what you say, but like in this case, what you post. Posting very provocative pictures, pictures with you with very little clothing on. You have to understand some companies are very conservative, and that's just not the image they want for their company or brand. So you have to be mindful of all these things. Again, like I said, a lot of these companies do extensive research on your social media. So you have to be mindful and even make sure you're going back to maybe, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Maybe, you were a totally different person. Your thought process was a little bit different, but you had some radical thinking. You need to make sure you remove those things from your social media, and also make sure that your social media is private. And again, be mindful of strange friend requests from unknown people that you don't know, or fake profiles. Never accept people that you don't know to your social media. Again, like I said, you never know who that is that could be trying to snoop around on your page.
Don't post about your job on social media. A lot of companies have been doing layoffs in the past 6 months. My company did them, and I'm seeing a lot of people on here posting about getting laid off, or people who have not gotten laid off, just in general posting about their job. And a lot of people post things like funny videos about not working, doing the bare minimum. And while I think all those things are funny, and I'm definitely a person who values a huge work-life balance, don't do it. It's all fun and games until your coworker who doesn't like you that much sees the video and decides to send it to your manager. There have been people on this app who have posted about their job and ended up getting fired for violating some sort of rule or posting something that rubs somebody the wrong way. A lot of people think they're going to become like this corporate influencer, and there are a lot of people who are successful at that, but the vast majority will not be. Don't jeopardize your livelihood for some views on TikTok.
Absolutely facts. Again, like I said, you should be very mindful of who you accept onto your page, because you never know if this is a friend or foe, and they could try to weaponize something that you put on your page jokingly, send it to your manager, and now you can find yourself in the HR office.
Listen, you got to be careful about what you post on social media. This is super important if you're trying to land a new job. Hiring managers and recruiters will go on your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook page to determine the type of person you are. And I'm here to tell you, this can cost you a job. When I was the HR recruiter, I would go on my candidates' Facebook and LinkedIn profiles, and I'm telling you, if it was anything that would be a bad representation of the company, I would not offer that person a job or an interview. So if you got controversial stuff on your Facebook page talking about fighting somebody, talking about, how drunk you got last night, all that kind of stuff, you need to take it off your page, because this can and will hurt you from landing a new job. You got to be smart about your career. The higher you go up in the career ladder, the more that you will be analyzed. Companies are not going to pay a premium or 6 figures to somebody who would be a liability to their brand. That's just the way it is. Follow me for more career tips.
You would think so many things would be common sense. Again, like I said, especially, if you're in a corporate environment, a very professional environment, you would think that you would be mindful of what you post on social media and how that could, affect your career choices.
Employers are looking you up on the internet before they hire you. Here's how they do it. Their first stop is typically LinkedIn, which is perfect. Make sure all your privacy settings are set to public. Next, they type your name into Google. They'll click on if you have a personal website if you have a Twitter, and sometimes if your Facebook shows up. And sometimes they'll just click everything in sight. So Google yourself, see what shows up, make your profiles private or change your name if you don't want employers seeing it. You got this, Wi-Fi high five.
I even notice on Facebook sometimes, like, I guess maybe you could pick up on the location that you're in. Like say you're at your job, your phone. I mean, especially if you allow your location to be shared, Facebook will pick that up, and then next thing you know, on your Facebook recommended, you'll see people from your job that you could add. So understand, if you're seeing that on your side, they're probably seeing the having the same effect, and your name is probably coming up as a person that they could add to their profile. So again, you have to be very mindful and making sure you're keeping your social media private.
Nobody tells you except your parents and your recruiter mom, because your parents probably tell you this and you don't listen to them. Do not have pictures of yourself with bottles of alcohol celebrating your graduation, okay? Pictures of tattoos, pictures of you in a bikini, pictures of you doing things that are lewd, okay? Anywhere on social media. If they're there, take them down. People will Google your name. They will look, okay? They don't tell recruiters that they do it, and recruiters don't tell candidates that they do it. We all do it, okay? People that get your resume, they will look for pictures of you online. I'm telling you the truth. Take all of those things that look unprofessional off your pages. Google your own name. Your parents tell you this, you might not listen, but you better listen to me, because it'll make or break you getting an interview.
Absolutely facts. But let me know in the comments below, have you ever lost a job, or your current job? Did you get fired because of something you said or a picture that you posted on social media? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.